his team, right? Now, the part that struck me was about Nathaniel. Now, he was not directly recruited by Jesus. It was Philip who came to him with stories of Jesus and encouraged him to join them in following the rabbi from Nazareth. Nathaniel's answer was, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Now, for some odd reason, this always makes me think of my dad. Of all the men I know and admire, my father has always been a particular source of inspiration to me. He grew up in the small village of Gumwa Odna. Until his teenage years, when he left home to attend Apam Secondary School, my father knew nothing beyond the borders of his small village. He had never met any professors in his life. In fact, there was nobody in the village with a university degree. There were no role models to fuel his ambitions of higher learning and a career in academia. For most young Gumwa Odenites in the 50s and 60s, career options were pretty limited. They would either become farmers or farmers' wives. Some might become pupil teachers, and there would certainly be a trader or two, but that was it. It was still not clear to me. I mean, to this day, I really don't know why my father decided that he was going to be different. But once the decision was made, everything he did was different. His attitude changed, his priorities changed, his work ethic changed. His sights were set on something far beyond his humble surroundings, and once he was committed to that vision, his surroundings immediately became too small for him. His circumstances could no longer contain him, and so just as you would expect in physics, when the contents outgrow the container, he burst free and occupied new territory and continued to grow until he became the man I know and admire at the time that he passed. My dear friend, many of us come from humble origins. We were not surrounded by examples of the people we dream of becoming. This makes it very tough for us to achieve our full potential. It limits our reach and forces us sometimes to dream small. Who owns the company you work for? I'm sure you see no comparison between them and yourself. I'm sure you imagine all sorts of perfect conditions in their childhood which led to their current success. Well, you may be surprised. My father had no rich parents. He was the 14th child of an impoverished but rather horny farmer and his wife. He had no privileges or advantages growing up. He had to create every opportunity he got, and he made use of the same tools available to his compatriots. To pay his secondary school fees, he would sell sugarcane. This was an option available to all his friends who dropped out of school, but my father's sights were set on something bigger, and so he was prepared to do something extra to achieve it. He faced obstacles that would have stopped his colleagues in their tracks. At age 19, he made my 16-year-old mother pregnant. For any other man in Gomorrah, that would have been the point where they would give up on lofty dreams of attending university, settle into married life, and have 8 or 9 more kids, but not my dad. Nothing could get between him and his goal. He simply took my mother and my older sister along with him on his quest for success. Today, that sugarcane-selling 14th child of a farmer from Gumwodena is known even after his death as one of the world's leading experts in marine biology. He was given the ultimate honor of Professor Emeritus conferred on him by the University of Cape Coast. This is basically the absolute highest academic achievement available to man. There is nothing above it. Even in his retirement, he continued to achieve, and his knowledge was sought around the world. So, today, the name of Professor Kobna Yankson is celebrated in parts of the world whose existence he could only have imagined as a boy. And he achieved this from beginnings that were far more humble than yours or mine. So really, what is our excuse? I don't know where you came from, but if it's anything like Nazareth or like Gomwa Odena, then something good can definitely come out of there. Why shouldn't that good thing be you? My name is Kojo Yankson, and I refuse to share the limits of my compatriots because my dreams are bigger than my circumstances. Good morning, Ghana.